On with the show. This is it. Oh, what a height. This is it. Oh my God. Whatever. So I'm Tim Lucy with the Turning Point Home. I'm the executive director. I'm here tonight with Stephanie Sopka, and welcome to the 2000 what year is it? 21 Butterfly broadcast celebrating 51 years of the Turning Point Home. This is fantastic. It's so great that I could actually, I want to dance, but I'm not gonna. So don't worry about that. So what's the first thing I'm supposed to do here? So thank you for coming, first of all. And, we're here to connect, to reflect, to honor, and to celebrate. And, the connection, that's pretty obvious. We can't wait to connect in person. It's been too long. And we're going to be doing that in the coming year. And we're going to reflect on 51 years of love and service to the Turning Point Home, to the women. It's just great. And to their families, to honor all those that came before, all the great staff and executive directors and supporters and donors and volunteers. It's just been fantastic. We've had a great run. And so what's going to happen? We're going to hear some stories, fantastic stories. We're going to have a few surprises, and there's going to be an opportunity to give. And by the way, don't wait. You can do it now. You can text Butterfly 51 to 44321 and give now. So Stephanie, our executive director, I think has got a few things to say, don't you?
Hi, everybody. I'm super glad that you are joining us. I can see a couple of you chatting away, inviting us to dance, do a little bit of dancing. I'm super grateful to be here. I'm really, really glad that you guys are spending your Saturday with us. And I want to tell you that we have, some of you may know, that this year we changed our logo. And this is the official launch of the swag. Whoops, there we go. Woo! Yeah, this is the official new swag. We have t-shirts. We also have this is backwards, the official bag of swag. And in this, you will have a t-shirt, a water bottle that has a logo on it, but I can't put my finger on that right this second. And then let's see what else we have in here. We have some buttons. Whoops, this backwards camera thing really, really throws me. And then we have some beautiful stickers. And this bag of swag can be yours tonight. If you please join us and make a donation of at least $100, we will get this bag of swag to you just as soon as possible. And I'm really thrilled to be here. I want to remind you that you can make a donation at any time in the event and text Butterfly 51 to 44231. Tim, take it away.
Stephanie, I think now's a good time to remind the folks of what our mission is, and I'd like to do that. And our mission is to help alcoholic women in achieving long-term sobriety in a safe, supportive, structured, alcohol and drug-free environment through guidance and education. And we also have a vision, don't we, Stephanie?
We do, and our vision is sobriety with dignity for alcoholic women. And I do know that we have a watch party going on, but I believe they were having some technical difficulties. Producer, are you able to hear?
To see?
No.
Guidance and education. So maybe back up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we also have a vision.
All right, let's see.
That's it.
So,
And that's great.
Hello. But we have a watch party there. They might be sleeping. But anyways, we'll get back to them later. They weren't sleeping. All right. So
fantastic.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I think I'm still. Wait a second. I am.
Are we live?
Everybody.
Hello.
Thank you, Akila.
We are absolutely live.
So I think,
All right.
I know that Akila is rocking the swag, and I believe that it's really thank our Oh my
Yeah, wait a
goodness.
second.
All right. So I believe that we, at this point in time, would like to thank our supporters. Tim, would you like to do that? The sponsors?
That'd be great. Who's going to do that? Kilo or
I
Mark?
think you're going to do it because there's a bit of a delay down there, so that might not work. So
Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what Akila would say, but I know what I'm going to say is that we're so grateful to our sponsors, our broadcast sponsor, Ruby, and our story sponsors, Brian Riley, Lauren Sanders, Compass Realty, our swag sponsors, and they're Barbara Blair and Bruce Brownyard, my old pal, Robert Spencer, and our Cameo sponsors, Leslie Hope and Keiko Construction. I think that covers our sponsor list, Stephanie.
it does. Thank you guys so much for supporting us in this endeavor. About a year ago, we tried this, and I don't know that it was going this smoothly. So I'm super, super grateful to have a second crack at it. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
And I think it's my time to talk about what the dollar does. You know, why it's so important that the folks help us here at the Turning Point Home. And I want you to know that your donations help everyone at the Turning Point Home. But during this particular fundraiser, we're going to focus on the needs of the 10th Step House. And you have an opportunity, it's already been said, to go online and make a donation. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. But your donation helps when a gal moves in here, and during the first month or two, we want to make sure that that they don't have to worry about rent. So the donation helps cover the cost of the rent when a woman's out there looking for a job when she's new, and it helps us cover the cost to operate this house while reducing the debt. I'm hearing some screaming. That's kind of great. So I feel like screaming myself sometimes. So. We bought this house 2 years ago with your help, and we got a significant mortgage, and one of the things we want to do is reduce that, and your donations help us focus on that effort. And you cover the costs to help with the general operations, and then maybe at the end of the year we'll have a little left over. We can help reduce that debt a little bit, and maybe get that house paid off in the next 4 or 5 years. And but this place is really special. It's the place is self-governed by the women themselves. We have no staff here. Now, we do have overhead costs, of course, but, this is, we're proud of the fact that the women come here and they have their own peer council, and they're doing a fantastic job of modeling, what they've learned at the Turning Point Home and practicing their program with one another. And it just so happens I have one of our peer council members here right now, and I think she's shy, but I think she might stick her head in and say hi. So there's Jen. Thank you, Jen, for being here tonight. And, excuse me, the other thing that this does is it really helps the women that when they're starting at the Turning Point Home, I know Stephanie knows this so well, that they have a target now. They know when they complete treatment down the line, they'll have an opportunity to come to this house and be a resident over here as they gain independence and confidence, and in turn carry the message to other women. So, I think it's an important thing, and it means a lot to the families. It means that you're going to hear more from some of the families tonight, and really, this place is something special. And I'm thinking that we might have to hear from somebody else on this. What do you think, Stephanie?
I do. In fact, I think we are ready to show our first video. Mr. Producer.
If I could describe the Turning Point Home in one word, I would say that it's home.
The Turning Point Home is hope.
In one word, Turning Point is support.
As soon as I had walked into Turning Point Home, I knew that this was the place I wanted to go to.
Since 1970, the Turning Point Home has been helping alcoholic women achieve long-term sobriety in a safe, sober, structured, alcohol and drug-free environment through guidance and education. Once you're a resident at the Turning Point Home, you will get a big sister. You will be assigned an SUD counselor
you will have a therapist, and you will meet with them regularly and create your treatment plan that will be partially influenced by what you need and partially influenced by our clinical impressions.
After our introduction, they have a relationship with their SUD counselor, and so they develop a treatment plan, and so they identify goals and objectives, the steps to meet their goals.
If you ask me to describe the Turning Point Home in one word, I would have to say transformative for me and for many other women before and coming up behind me.
When I finally got the call that I had gotten accepted into the program, I was scared because it was all new. Coming in, the morning that I actually got there, it was like a surrender.
I just remember sitting on a big green couch in a living room that was freshly painted and going, what have I gotten myself into?
You know, some of that was a blur to me because I was so early in recovery, but what I remember is just not worrying about, you know, like when I was going to eat or where I was going to sleep. Like I felt so comfortable in that, like, you know, my needs were going to get met and I just needed to focus on my recovery, and that this house that I was walking into was going to provide that for me.
You know, I think that the women that come to us are very, very vulnerable very often. And they need to know that they're safe, and they need to know that they'll be okay regardless of the outside circumstances. They may lose the job, they may lose the relationship, their family may not talk to them anymore, but they can still be okay.
Well, I feel like the process of getting into the home itself and becoming a resident there was very organic. It was just simple and seamless, and it didn't feel like a lot of work. Then the minute that I got there, it was a lot of work.
When I got to Turning Point, I learned the value of suiting up and showing up, doing what you say you're going to do. Simple things like brushing my teeth, taking a shower, and then it got bigger from there.
So we learned about nutrition, we learned about codependency. There are therapists on staff, so there was a lot of emphasis on mental health. And I just got so much from the counselors, the staff, and even you know, the women that I was in the house with.
My life would have looked very different if I hadn't come to Turning Point Home. And it gave me the place to be safe and practice living again.
There's lots of people out there that want to get help and have no idea how they could possibly do that or where to go or what to find. I think that one of the reasons I really love Turning Point is that it's a very easily accessible place to go.
You know, we're always here to help. We don't, you know, try to be judgmental. We always have open arms.
It's the best investment you can make in your life. Get off the fence. Come in, sit all the way down, and be all the way here, because there is literally all the support and love and encouragement you could ever ask for, and there is nothing to be afraid of.
The best way I can say thank you to the people that founded Turning Point, to the staff that worked with me as a resident, to all the staff that have worked since then, is to continue to stay sober and help other women feel safe and secure and know that it's going to be okay.
Wow. That was beautiful, Stephanie.
I've seen that video a number of times, and
Yeah.
this time it got me.
Good. You know, and I was just thinking, you know, I know why that's particularly touching to you, because I think, you know these people so well, and it's just beautiful to see them and see the growth and the community that's been formed and the families, and it's just a beautiful thing. I think we got more on that, or am I? What's next?
Well, I think what's next is we're actually going to hear from some of the family members. So we were fortunate enough in planning for this event to be able to ask to speak to some of those family members, and for them to be willing to share their heart and their Turning Point story with us. And
before we cut to that, remind the folks that just joined us.
Oh, yes.
This is a fundraiser, so if you want to help us, we'd love it. text butterfly 51 right there on your screen to 44321 and help us out. Thanks.
And now I believe we're going to see a video of Burke J telling his turning point story.
Well, I got introduced to Turning Point Home about 25 years ago. My sister was a resident. The Turning Point Home changed the directory of my sister's life, and so it changed the directory of my family. And because of the relationships that my sister's made and that we've made, as a family, we focus on living a happy, healthy life, focused on recovery and service. And without the Turning Point Home, we wouldn't have the community that we have. That's a super tight-knit, recovery-based community. So before Stephanie came to Turning Point, obviously the relationship was getting more distant and more fractured, and we were moving in different directions. And when she came to Turning Point and became part of the community and began to focus on her recovery, then as a family unit, we began to recover as well. And so it's been several decades now, and she has her own life, but we have our family life together, and it's richer and deeper. And my dad passed away. Super proud that she had come here and she had been part of this community, and that she continues to grow and learn and help other women recover is really beautiful. Probably sounds kind of trite, but I think that the turning point was literally the turning point home for her, because she stopped using drugs and drinking, but millions of people stop doing drugs and drinking and then start doing drugs and drinking again. And so the fractured family and life and the inability to focus on the long-term person that you want to be, you're just unable to do that. And so because she came to the Turning Point Home and she made a commitment to be part of the Turning Point Home in the community and connect with the women and go to the events and be part of their program, she's built herself a life that's really, I think, her dream life. She's got relationships that are deep and that are honest and that are caring. And alcoholics and drug addicts that are using don't have those. They're unable to commit to long-term things, and she's able to commit to the path that she chooses. And she can be confident that the path that she chooses is healthy because it's based on her internal guidance system, which is now a happy, healthy, sober guidance system. I don't know where we'd be without it, but I can tell you where we are with it, and that is that we have a happy, healthy family that's focused on service and community and helping other people live a life free of alcohol and drugs. Obviously, it's completely different, right? First of all, there's been decades of continuous sobriety. So she and I are super close. We're not just a family, but we're friends, and we're able to be emotionally available for one another because she's in a program and she has a community of recovering women that support each other in feeling the feelings that life offers us, both challenging and easy. And so, like life, our family is a growing, dynamic thing where we go through ups and downs and we support each other. And without her sobriety, she wouldn't be emotionally available enough to be able to be part of that conversation.
Thank you, Burke, for sharing your story. I am really humbled at the families that tell their story, and that story is really, really beautiful for me to hear because Burke's my brother, and the sister that he's talking about is me. And I'm super, super grateful and honored. And I love you, Burke. I hope you're watching. I think that I'd love to hear a little bit from Tim, who I think is going to talk about the board and his role and why he joined. And he's going to take it away.
I was just thinking, I bet everybody's thinking, man, we'd like to hear more from Tim.
Right.
There's a few things I think I have to say just to put things in perspective. First off is, Stephanie, that was beautiful. You have a beautiful family. And I was really fortunate to meet your dad, and he loved the Turning Point Home. And a great supporter. And Burke has been a stalwart for us. So thank you, Burke, and thank you to your family. So I think you wanted to hear a little bit about the board and what we do. And I think we started off by saying, so what was the attraction? Well, I kind of, somebody said to me, hey, would you help us out? And I met Holly Tucker we were on a committee and we were doing some work, and I was rotating out. And she said, well, would you consider working on our board? And I, said yes, that'd be great. I knew Holly, I knew her dad. I thought, that'd be fun. And it turned out to be one of the most challenging, but one of the most rewarding and beautiful things I've ever been involved in. I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful to have a chance to express that. But, we have a function on a board, and I think in the big, I don't even know what it's like in a big corporation or big nonprofit, but in the little ones, we're hands-on. And one of our functions, and I learned this early on, the main responsibility of a board is make sure we're funded. And, we don't have a director of fundraising or development, as they call it in the big places. So it falls on the board to do a lot of that work, and we're happy to do it. And the reason we're happy to do it is because we have such wonderful friends and families that believe in what we're doing. So we have a responsibility. I guess we could call it stewardship for what we have. And we do our best to protect our investment and protect the money that you donate to us and to use it wisely. And I can promise you that. We know how to stretch a buck, as I'm fond of saying. And the other thing we do is really our other big job is to support the staff and to support Stephanie, make sure she has everything she needs to help the women. Because as I learned from Janet, who was the executive director when I came on, and she learned that from Judy B, and she learned it from Stephanie, who was also on the staff prior to that the women come first at the Turning Point Home. And that impressed me. That impressed the heck out of me to have that focus, because things come up, and as long as that is the priority, everything else falls into place. So one of our other functions is to help Stephanie in managing change. In the last couple of years, there's been a lot of change, a lot of turbulence, really. But 2 years ago, we actually changed programs. Seismic change, and that was continued right into the COVID. Getting used to this new system through Medi-Cal, and then the last few months we've transferred to an electronic system, the health record system. Very challenging, and I'm so grateful that Stephanie was here to lead that effort. And I'm also grateful to the foundations that support us, that we could afford to do some of these things. It's really great. So we'll be continue to focus on restoration, modernization, and preservation as we move forward with our facilities. And hopefully someday we'll be able to add a little more services as we learn more, and we move along slowly like an amoeba, and as we do, we gather, collect other cells, and grow a little bit. We always want to be right-sized and help the women. So I think that's come to the end of my little part, other than to say that sum it up: connection, mission fulfillment, financial strength, protect what we have, be a service, adapt, grow.
They can hear you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. I'm super grateful for you and for all the board of directors for their commitment. Oh, I have to tell you that it's super fun to see people commenting here. So hi, Miss Amy, love you. Wish you were still here. And Anne Marie, thank you, and Blair, and Karen, Riley, and Virginia. I don't know you, Virginia, but I'm super glad you're with us. So I want to quickly remind those of you that are just joining us, and those of you who may have forgotten from the last time we reminded you, that this actually is a fundraiser. And the best way for you to be able to ensure that we can continue to help the residents is to text Butterfly 51 to 44321. I believe at this point I am going to cut to, I think we have the next video. Is that true?
It is.
So, Dre.
Are we gonna see Maria? Yes.
Right. So if
Getting into the Turning Point home wasn't very challenging. It was definitely required some commitment on my part to ensure that I expressed interest, and at that time there was a requirement to call in every day to make sure that you were still interested, and I did that, and so I was committed to wanting to be a part of the house. I did what I needed to do in interviewing with Turning Point Home and other recovery homes in the area, and as soon as I had sort of walked into Turning Point Home, I knew that this was a place I wanted to go to. When I first moved into Turning Point Home, I felt very comfortable. I felt very welcomed. It's especially being all women was particularly comforting, and some of that was a blur to me because I was so early in recovery, but what I remember is just not worrying about when I was going to eat or where I was going to sleep. I felt so comfortable in that my needs were going to get met, and I just needed to focus on my recovery, and that this house that I was walking into was going to provide that for me. I was fortunate enough to be able to live there for an entire year, and in that time I learned everything I needed to know that addiction had taken away from me. So in my disease and in my addiction, I had corroded and corrupted my relationships with my friends and family. I had completely lost my way, and I didn't know how to live life on life's terms. I couldn't get up. I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't get up and shower. My, hygiene. I couldn't eat right. I didn't remember how to eat right. I did barely remember to eat. So it got down to the level of just the basic necessities of life that I had completely thrown out the door while I was in my addiction, in my alcoholism. And it was Turning Point Home that showed me the way. Thank you for giving me my life back. And it started with my family, who was wise enough to intervene on me and wise enough to see that my life was headed in the wrong direction with addiction and alcoholism, and that I needed to get the support and love that they weren't able to provide me. So Turning Point Home, I thank you so much for everything you've given me and really giving me my life back. I think it's amazing that Turning Point Home has been able to support and help guide and rehabilitate women for the last 51 years. It's such a necessary, needed part of our alcoholism, of our community, our recovery communities, to be able to have recovery homes like this and to be specialized the way it is, focusing on women who struggle with alcoholism. All of those things are so important, and it's just amazing to have been just a small little part of that history. The Turning Point Home is a chance to get your life back and to become the best person that you could possibly be in recovery.
Hey, that was fantastic. So I just want you to, Chris and Christina Newmeyer joined us, and some other friends. Karen Riley, I don't know if you mentioned her, but she's in here. And we have people that have been giving, and Shayna Dowling, and your mom, and Anna Carr, who, let's say a little prayer for Anna. She just got out of the hospital, and she first thing on her mind is to make a donation to the Turning Point Home. It's beautiful. So, and we're so proud of, everybody, but in particular Maria and what she's done and her family. And so I think it's not time to welcome the new folks and remind them this isn't a fundraiser. And if you'd like to help, that was a good time to donate by texting Butterfly 51 to 44321.
So, along with that, I want to remind everybody that those of you who are just joining us, we changed our logo. You might have noticed it in all the Facebook posts and all our social media, that we changed our logo recently for our 51st year. And we have the first official swag, and this is your first chance to get it. So anybody who donates $100 or more tonight will get a swag bag. And oh, I dropped my little bag, but there's a bag. Hold on. Oh, this is super not. I'm not a professional. I'm not a trained professional. So sorry. Here's the bag and a t-shirt, a water bottle, and just super fun stuff. Great way to support Turning Point. Butterfly 51 44321. Yeah, I'm super grateful. Tim, did you?
Hey, look at this. We just got a pledge from Charger Mike. Isn't that great? And by the way, if you're looking at that donation site, you don't see the category that fits you. Nothing to stop you from going up and doing a custom donation. And of course, I think we have a category to meet everybody's budget, including putting the amount yourself. So that's great. And Joanne just joined us. And I think, are we at the point now where we want to talk about?
I do.
Another curious topic that your experiences this last year or so and with the staff, Stephanie. And the challenges.
What I can tell you is that this has been a challenging year for all of us, right? Everybody watching has had the same year we have. I have a lot of experience now running a program, a residential treatment program. I can tell you that 16 months ago, I had no experience running a residential treatment program during a global pandemic. And I have to tell you that that we've made it. Like, I feel like we're on the other side, not of the global pandemic necessarily, but we have a lot of experience. And what I can tell you is that the support of the board has been fantastic. Our supporters, all of you, with donations and grants that were given to us, and really phenomenal. But without doubt, the unsung heroes of this year have been the staff. I had intended to ask Julie to be able to, Julie Ontiveros, our operations manager, to be able to talk about the staff and just the amazing work that they've done. But we had some technical problems. So you get me to do it instead. So what I can tell you is that they put aside their own fears and their own uncertainty, and they showed up at work every day, face to face, with active alcoholism, helping women save their lives. And the rules kept changing, and we would make guidelines, and then they would change. And they may have complained. They didn't complain to me. They showed up with love and compassion every day to help the women that come to us for help. They every day put their own stuff aside and were able to give guidance and support to the residents. And the work that you did was miraculous. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank every single one of the staff here. Could not have done this without you, and thank you, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's my cue.
It is. But here, I'm going to do this first. Because, maybe I'm not. Hold on. I have a party popper, but I don't really know how to use it. Oh, there we go. Hi.
That is fantastic. And, Stephanie, the reason I like saying the word fantastic often, it's because Charger Mike pledged that every time I say fantastic, he'll donate another $5 when I say fantastic.
That's fantastic. Am I included?
I don't know, but I could, if I repeat that you said fantastic, so that's fantastic.
Thank you, Mike. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
So this is great. I think that we're ready for me to introduce a wonderful human being, Christine Thompson was instrumental in getting our first butterfly banquet going, and has been a supporter and volunteer over the years. And she's truly a member of the Turning Point family. And it's my honor to introduce a longtime friend of the Turning Point home, Christine Thompson.
I was introduced because when she came out of rehab, they suggested that she go to a sober living, and she picked Turning Point, unbeknownst to me. And I have to say that I was very impressed because she was calling every single day to get in, so I figured it must have been good. And sure enough, she got in, and when I came to saw the place, I was so pleased because it was just like moving into somebody's family's home. It's home. I think that she had a lot of sisters, and she had a lot of good mentors, and I think that it was just a perfect place to be. Well, the beginning, I have to say that I was extremely naive, did not know a lot about drug addiction, and did not want to believe that that was my daughter's problem. I mean, I probably took steps that I would have never done, like breaking into her house to see if I could find anything, because she told me that she's not doing it. And I found it, and I knew she was lying. There was a time that she took my ATM card and took money out of it, and then obviously lied about it. And I didn't know what to do. I was just absolutely at my wit's end. And that's when I decided that I needed to get professional help, and I contacted, at that time, the recovery home, and it worked out. They gave us, I went to a seminar type thing on addiction and what to do and rehab. And so we set it all up and did an intervention, and we sent her off to McDonald Center at that time. And she came out of it, and she pursued herself to get into Turning Point and do the best that she possibly could. And 20 years later, things could not be more wonderful. Well, the relationship before was very tough because she was lying and sneaking around, and she didn't want to come around the house because she didn't want us to realize that she was taking drugs. And once she got into Turning Point and she was sober and clean, and she became so much more of a loving, wonderful daughter, and things between us could not be any better. Well, I definitely want to say thank you to them, and I did as much as I possibly could at the beginning to help them, and I still do today. I have friends who support Turning Point very well, and I think that's the most important thing, is people have to support Turning Point for all the good things they do.
Love you, love your daughter, super touched by your commitment to us. I was hoping that we were going to be able to cut to the watch party for a second, but I'm not sure we're ready. Oh, there's the watch party, but they're watching. So they're not ready to rah. Yeah, I don't know. But there's food and cake and balloons. So there you go. They're all sitting on the couch watching. Yeah, I tried.
So Stephanie, we just got Lisa to say hi, Anne-Marie. Lisa, be here. Thanks for the invite. Christina Newmeyer says Stephanie for president 2025. Jennifer Race, it's fantastic. That's beautiful. And there's more, but I mean, thanks for the interaction, for the involvement, and the support, everybody. And we could really use your help tonight so we can make our goal. It's a big goal. And if you'd like to help, you make a donation by texting Butterfly 51 to 44321. And if you're an old guy like me and you're having trouble with that, you go right to the website and you can make a donation directly there as well.
Butterfly 51 44321.
So are we ready to move on to our next, what's our next thing on the list? I'm losing a little track of where we are.
Well, I could read it here, but it's a little awkward because you're asking me a question. So perhaps I'll just roll right into my answer. Would have been. So at this point in time, I kind of want to just introduce myself.
Oh, I know. I apologize. I think you're supposed to talk about your experiences, right, at the turn and
yes,
and over the years, and it's a nice moment to remember a special person, a Turning Point angel, who left us last year. Definitely.
Absolutely. So, I think that many of you are aware of who I am, but for those of you who aren't, my name is Stephanie Sobka, and I am the executive director, excuse me, of the Turning Point Home, and I am, I'm also an alumni. I lived here in 1995, and God, that was a lifetime ago. I was a scared little girl, and I walked up the steps, and my mom was holding my hand and, reminding me that it was going to be okay. And I was certain that I wanted to not drink and do drugs anymore, but I wasn't at all sure that it was going to be okay or what that was going to look like. And I was greeted at the top of the steps by her name was Linda M. She was the house manager at the time. And hopefully there are some people from way back when. I saw Karen Riley was on earlier. Hopefully she's still on. But back then there were only 3 staff members, and we were a recovery home, and we got to stay much longer than the residents get to stay now. And I was absolutely blessed to be guided in early recovery by Georgia S., who was the program coordinator, and Linda M., the house manager, and a just phenomenal woman named Judy Bernard. And everybody fondly remembers her as Judy B. And what I can tell you about Judy B is that she did leave us this year. But she had a long and very full life of being of service, of being a really just humble servant to the world around her. And she was here for 20 years. She worked at the Turning Point Home for 20 years. And in those years, what I know that she did is she humbly was a servant of the Turning Point Home. And she didn't like any accolades. She helped hundreds of women. She never wanted any foof. She never wanted any. She just would say, like, it's just me. I'm just being me. And the thing about Judy is that she was an amazing human being. And she would tell you the truth exactly as it was, but she would do it with all the love and compassion. And she would tell you hard truths about yourself. And I know that there are some people watching who got to experience her. And when she retired, it was a Thursday night. She walked down the stairs. She had a little box of her belongings that were left. And she walked down the stairs right before the Thursday night meeting, and the sun was on her hair. And she never looked back. She never came back to Turning Point directly. But she did come back a year after she retired when we chose to honor her and her years of commitment. And I didn't think I would do this. At the first Butterfly Banquet, we had an award called Judy B Award. And since that time, we have continued to give it to people who go above and beyond, who give of themselves and don't ask for anything in return. And This year is, we're doing it virtually, but we are in fact honoring this year's Judy B. Award. And I believe Tim at this point is going to tell you about this year's recipient.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. And thank you for those beautiful words about your experiences, your memories, and the wonderful Judy B. And it's my honor as the president of board of directors on behalf of the board and Stephanie to honor this year's recipient of the Judy B. Award, Peter Landschaft. And, you know, Pete is the guy that if you, thank you, Stephanie, and thank you for those beautiful words about your experience and your memories. And I think we're getting a little feedback. I'd like to say a few words about Pete, and that if you've been to our events, you've been to the pancake breakfast or spaghetti dinner or the butterfly banquet for that matter, you've seen Pete, because he's usually showing up a couple days in advance, helping us get everything ready. And we sold our old van. Pete sold it for us and got top dollar. He helped us get a new van. He's an artist. He's an artisan. He's a fixer. And he's a photographer. I mean, he's a fantastically talented guy. We're just lucky to have him. And last night, he was over here at the 10th Step House helping, not helping, he did. He fixed the toilet for us. So it never ends. Pete, thank you. And now I'd like to introduce fellow board member Kathy Kay to make the presentation. Kathy. He's an artisan. He's a fixer. And he's a photographer. He's a fantastic talented guy. I was lucky to have him. Last night, he was over here at the 10th Step House helping
Well, looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Not sure. There's a delay, I think, that's happening, Kat.
Yeah, unfortunately. So
Kat,
let me
can you
just
hear me?
go ahead and read the inscription, Kathy. Board member Kathy. Last night, he was over here at the 10th Step House.
Repeat. Come on,
You guys
Tim,
need to
don't rub
turn
it
the
in.
volume down on the
Yeah, unfortunately. So in recognition of, go ahead and read the inscription, Kathy. Board member Kathy.
Thank you. I'm not only am I a board member, but I am an alumni here of Turning Point. It says the Judy B. Award presented to Pete Landschaft in recognition of your loving and devoted service at Turning Point Home. And it's 26 June 2021. And on behalf of the board, we'd like to present this to you.
Thank you very much.
Woo!
You want me to talk into there or talk into there?
Here.
My name is Pete and I'm an alcoholic. And I want to thank Stephanie. I want to thank Tim for allowing me to be of service. And I don't do this for a plaque or anything else. I do this because I need to give back. The reason I need to give back is I took forever. I took and I took and I took and I took and I took. So it's for me, it's about giving back. And usually whenever Tim calls me and asks me to do something, it's like, oh God. But I do it anyways. I do it because of the women in here, because you deserve a fighting chance and I'm here to fight for you. Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much, Pete. I believe I'm getting some information from our producers that we're running a tad bit behind. So
let's introduce. Are we going to introduce the next video?
yes, I think this would be a good time to introduce the next video.
To
Our last video.
Somebody who's really wonderful, and I can't wait to see this with you, Catalina B.
I was there from July 23rd of 2016 until August 15th of 2017. Yeah, so I successfully completed the program in about 13 months. My sponsor helped me find the turning point home. I had gotten to my 9th step, and part of my resentment list was me, and she said, it's time for you to make amends to yourself. I had been homeless for almost 2 years, and so you know, I was still out on the streets when I got sober. So I came, I did the interview, I was on the wait list for a little while, and when I finally got the call that I had gotten accepted into the program, I was scared because it was all new. And coming in, the morning that I actually got there, it was like a surrender. Everything that I learned at Turning Point Home, like I still do today. You know, I learned how to suit up and show up, how to go to meetings, how to live life, how to practice my program, how to live with others. I mean, I had an assignment when I first got in, and it was, what do you hope to accomplish while you're at Turning Point Home? And one of the things on my letter was, you know, like, I hope that I can be a normal person again, because it had been so long since I had been a part of society that I wasn't even sure I knew how to do that. And Turning Point Home gave me a place to learn how to do that again. Like, I had structure in my life. I had to make my bed, which sounds like, you know, like it has nothing to do with recovery, but it has everything to do with recovery. I got to be a part of something so much greater than myself. And I remember one night, like doing my journaling and thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like I'm a part of this thing that is so much bigger than me. And it felt like really special, and it still feels really special in that moment when I think about it in that context. Because this thing is, it's really, for me, it's divinely guided. And I don't know how else to put it except for that. It's just filled with love, and it's meant to be, and it's huge. And I believe it's a part of you know, God's path for me. My life would have looked very different if I hadn't come to Turning Point Home. And it gave me the place to be safe and practice living again. Like, I remember getting my first little job after not being employed for many, many years, and, you know, having that structure of Turning Point Home to come home to when everybody was like, oh yay, you're back, we're so happy, we're having dinner. It felt good, it felt like family. Yeah, like I had no idea that my path was gonna be the way that it is. Like when I graduated there, I had a little part-time food service job. I was afraid to go back to school. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be, you know, successful or even able to do that. But like, because of what I learned at Turning Point, I was able to like push my fear aside and put one foot in front of the other. And you know, I went back to school, and then I started taking some classes, and I was working, and I was staying sober. And you know, I remember when I got my 2 years, like being able to do that was only a result of what I had learned at Turning Point Home. And yeah, and then I got the opportunity to come back and be a staff member at the Turning Point. And you know, like I said, it's a dream come true, but I don't think I ever graduate, right? Like, I'm always gonna need Turning Point some way. I feel like I'm never gonna be able to pay the debt back that was, you know, given to me so freely. I don't think I'll ever be able to pay it back. So that's why I'm just gonna stick around and see what I can do.
So much, Catalina. It's been a true joy to watch your journey.
Indeed. But, you know, we're coming to the end of the program now, and I think all of us are inspired by that and all the wonderful videos tonight, and the beautiful people that spoke. And people are given. I want you to know that Patricia, Patty Carroll, $50. Chris Thomas, our dear friend next door, gave us $100. Burke, your brother, $500. Janet, $100. Blair Brown gave a second donation. So I think now it's time to, if I'm correct, I think it's time for everybody to get out their phones and get ready to make a gift to help us get over the top. And I think the total is there now. You can see it, $25,639. We have a big goal. We would like to make 45,000, tonight, but we're going to keep keep things going after the event. But tonight, if you could help us out, we'd love it. And we're starting tonight with it's a big number, but what's the first number, Stephanie, that we're starting at?
We are going to start with a donation of $5,000. I know that there's somebody out there who is willing to help by making a donation of $5,000.
Now, Stephanie, $5,000 will cover room and board for 5 to 8 women for about a month, and that's a fantastic thing. Just think of what you can do, and it also it can, let me see, I wrote some notes. It will give us a good start on replacing living room and bedroom furniture this summer. And that's something to be thrilled about. So if you could help us out, we'd love it.
I'm touched really to see the amount going up from where we started before we even started this event. So thank you so much. I sadly can't read them because I'm too far away and age has caused me not to be able to see anymore. So I'm going to rely on Tim to call out any new donations.
And I think so. How about what's the next level, Stephanie? I think $2,500 and
yes.
We already moved to the next one. Is that pays our water, gas, and electric bills for about 3 months. But it can do so much more. As we told you before, it helps with helping subsidize rent for the women when they're starting out new, and that when they leave here, they have a nest egg so they can move on. And I also happen to know that we need a new refrigerator, freezer over here at 10 Step House. And
yes, we do. And I want to remind you, Tim, everybody, to donate at Butterfly 51 to 44321. That's how you would go ahead and make one of the donations that we are currently calling out. We would love your support. Butterfly 51 to 44321. It's at the bottom of the screen right now, I think.
And we want you to do that right now. Please pick up your phone. I mean, it's this simple. Pick it up and go to your text and then put it up there, 44321, Butterfly 51. Follow the prompt. You'll feel good about it. I used Apple Pay tonight. I made my gift, and I know you can do it too. So I think
next we have our next fund in need is I think I see some new donors coming in, but Tim, I can't read them, so I need to rely on you.
Well, Janet gave 100, and I think Eva M. And thank you, Eva. And should I talk about our next level?
Sure.
I think it's $1,000, and $1,000 basically pays the cost to support one resident for about a month. And that's significant because our rent is actually substantially less than that. But when a woman comes here, we wanted to make it affordable. So and really, Stephanie insisted on it, and that means that a woman pays rent and covers room and board and utilities and some of the incidentals here. Isn't that right, Stephanie?
It is. It covers, it does. Tim covered it. It covers exactly for a month, a resident at the 10th Step House.
And I see we just got $100 from Jay and Mark. Thank you, Jay and Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
don't feel like we're not going to get to a number that works for you, because we are. So, take out your phones. Be ready to text Butterfly 51.
Do it now.
4321.
Do it now. If you want to give $25, do it now. You can do a custom amount down there. We love it when we get the smaller amounts. That's our bread and butter.
So we have our next level is $500.
That's right. That warms hearth and home, and that's a way of just saying it covers food costs for about 2 weeks. And that's significant. The women are really given an opportunity of good nourishment here at the 10th Step House. And I happened to be here the other night, actually with Pete. We were fixing that toilet, and they wouldn't let me in the kitchen, but I could smell it. It really good. It was great. And 250, right? That's our next. Oh, wait a second.
Up the number just moved significantly. Thank you to, I can't see who, but I love you dearly.
Kathy K, $1,500. Thank you, Kathy. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you very much. So break out your phone.
Oh, wait, I just got a text from somebody who said they didn't know how to do the texting, but she pledges $1,500. So, Mr. Producer, can you add that?
Of course, I think they can. I think the folks at home can at 15, whatever number you're seeing, they're just at 1,500. That's fantastic. So that's going to take us up.
Thank you.
Over the 28, almost $29,000 now. And I know there's some other people out there that are probably thinking they can send a check, but really right now is the time to do it. We need your help. Let's do what you can. 200, like I said, $250 keeps our pantry full. $100 helps our garden grow, and $50 helps more than you'll ever know. And I think, now pick up your phone, 44321. That's the phone number if you need it, explained. And type in Butterfly 51 in the message. You'll get a prompt. Use Apple Pay or fill in the blank with your credit card, and you can make a nice donation. We'd love it. Well,
just to thank Ruby, Ruby Constantine is my dear friend who has just sponsored the $1,500 donation. So thank you. I also want to remind everybody about the swag. Here it is. Any donation of $100 or more gets the beautiful new swag t-shirt, bag, water bottle, stickers, and you get to know that you're impacting and helping a woman save their life.
And we're so grateful for Avenir for Good for helping us tonight. Our producer, the man behind the curtain, Jeray Halligan, thank you. Stephanie, you're loved, and there's a reason for that. Thank you for all you do, and we'd be lost without you. Thank you so much.
So thank you. Honestly, my great honor to give back. Do we want to cut? I want to do one more party popper because
Michael Early is here on the board, $300. Lisa Gomez, $100. Eva M, $50. It's fantastic. What were you saying, Stephanie?
I was just saying thank you to all our donors, and I don't know whether we have the opportunity to cut to the watch party, but there's such a delay that I just want to say everybody who came to the watch party, please, thank you. Michael and Deborah Early, I'm so grateful that you're here. Love that you've been supporting us all these years.
Yeah, the stalwarts, the Early family. Early family was with us early. I got to tell you, and they've been with us ever since. Thank you so much.
Let's go. Everybody's down in the watch party. So
Everybody go home.
I think.
Time delay?
We love you.
Thank you, everyone. Jennifer R, $25. That's fantastic. I think, Stephanie, it's been a great night. Thank you for everything. I've enjoyed it. And then, folks, still time. Pick up that phone, 44321, Butterfly 51. We'll put you on the board. We'll send you a thank you note, and you'll have our eternal gratitude. Trust me. And we love you. We love the women of the Turning Point Home. That's what this is all about, isn't it, Stephanie? Love and service.
It is. Love and service. And if you aren't able to make the donation tonight, which I hope that you are, I don't know how long the Butterfly 51 will stay active, but I know it will be active through the end of the month at very least. And as we begin our 50 second year of love and service. We love you and thank you so much.
Wait, so I think we're almost out of time. So, but there's still time to give. And if you're having trouble with the 44321, just go to our website. You can make a donation. You can.
I see now that our producer, who's sending me messages, lets me know that the Butterfly 51 text to 44321 will be active forever. So feel free.
But don't take forever. We
Don't
could use
take
your help
forever,
now. And we love you for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been great. And join us in June of 2022 for our 52nd anniversary celebration. Fantastic.
Thank you. Good night, you guys. I love you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. We're so grateful to be here to support the work that Turning Point Home and 10th Step House does, and the way that it's been so powerful in changing lives. And this song is really about that. So we want to say thank you to everyone that's volunteered their time and worked so hard to make this a reality. And we're just grateful and blessed to be a part of it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious day that grace appeared, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already gone. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me We've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun. We've known those days, still dream God's grace. Then when we first begun.
Great job, everybody.
Woo!
Thank you.
Thank you.